So here's the thing, and you might relate to this. If you're someone who stands firm in who you are, you know who you are, you're sure of yourself, you're confident, you are authentic, you are talented, you are successful in whatever way success plays out for you, but you're doing your own thing. That is unfortunately something that can stir up a lot of hatred in other people. And I think it's interesting because if you're someone who does your own thing, does things in your own way, and kind of just being authentic about it, doing things that feels authentic to you, that feels true to you, it automatically leaves you kind of isolated from other people. I don't know if you know this, but there is research that shows that people who have a higher IQ, they feel more lonely than other people. They see things that others don't see. They know things that others don't know. So that automatically will leave you feeling more lonely, more isolated, more not supported by the world, not seen by the world. Again, because you see things that they don't see, so they can't see the things you see, and they can't mirror you in the things that you see, the things you believe, and the things you do. And so what happens instead is that you will be met with silence. So that could show up as, sharing your art and no one responds with it, or sharing your opinion and there's silence in the other end. Or it can be that you're sharing yourself, you're sharing your thoughts, your opinions, your creations, your perspective, and you're, instead of silence, met with hatred. Because people don't understand you and the things you do, they just see that you're different, and different people will always be cast aside a little bit. They won't be invited into a warm space. They will be pushed away because something that's different can make people uncomfortable. And so they need to pull you down, and they need to find out what's wrong with you. They need to diagnose you or find things about you that is negative in a way, so they can pull you down, because they do feel that there's something about you that is different and that's special, and they feel your vibe, they feel your energy, they feel your confidence in yourself, your belief in yourself, that you know who you are. And that in itself is a threat to many people. So they need to find something that they can pull apart. And again, it also boils down to jealousy. I got to thinking about that scene in Cinderella where all the mice made that dress for her that was so beautiful and so unique. Something that was handmade. It was so special. And then the stepmother and the step-siblings tore the dress off her, ripped it into just, a piece of cloth hanging on her body. That's kind of the image that I'm getting when I think about people who do their own things, create their own things, walk their own path. It's something that's so hated in this world. So many people want you to be the same as everyone else because it's so comfortable. They have specific expectations, and that shows how limited their own reality is. They want you to dress the same as them, or they want you to dress traditionally and speak traditionally. Don't do something too crazy, too wild, too unique, too special, too much like you. because they can't digest it. They can't even, say, wow, this is so amazing. Like, how did you think of that? Or how did you get to that conclusion? How did you realize that they don't have that curiosity that you have towards the things that you're passionate about. It's a very rare thing to be met with that understanding and to be really seen. But it's just a reminder that the things you see and the things you do are so special, so unique, so different, that people can't even, imagine how you could come up with that, or how you could reach that conclusion, or how you could reach that understanding, or how you could create that thing that you created that was so unique and so much a reflection of you. In many ways, our society is so uniform, so that when someone does something that is not uniform, that is different and special, then it is automatically ignored or hated. It's not because something is wrong with you. It's not because you're not worth anything, or the things you create is not worth anything. It's just a sign of how limited this world is in so many ways, and how scared people are. So the next time you're met with a lack of understanding, a lack of mirroring, or met with hatred, or people always being negative towards you, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, there's this negativity. They need to pull you apart. Just remember that it shows everything about them. It shows how limited their reality is. It shows how unwilling they are to change, to grow, to become something different. They want to become the same. They want to be the same. Same. While you're in a constant state of growth and evolving, knowing yourself deeper and deeper and deeper. And some people, they just won't get it. They just won't get it. And it doesn't matter how creative you are or how brilliant your idea is, it will just be disregarded as being nothing. And that could be a very difficult thing, because, as I said in the beginning, if you do think differently than others, that automatically puts you in quite of an isolated position, a lonely position. You might not be someone who's very supported in your everyday life. So when you do actually share your art and share your creations or your opinions or whatever, it feels extremely isolating. It's isolation upon isolation, that you're not supported in your everyday life, and you're not supported when you create something amazing. So it's very strange feeling to be in. Like, you would think that creating something that was amazing, or having a unique point of view or something like that would create more connection, create more wholeness with other people, but it kind of makes you even more isolated in a way. But it's not because you're supposed to shape yourself, adapt into something that people can digest. You're just on a different path, and that path can be very lonely at times. And that's why it's so important to remember the worth you have by being exactly you, and by doing the things that you do, creating in the way that you create, that is so unique and so you, so authentic. It can't be replicated. And it just goes to show how authentic you're being, because the more authentic you are, the less people can relate to it, can mirror you, can understand you, because it's such a pure reflection of you, of your being. So the more you shape yourself into something that is uniform to everything else, the easier it is to digest you and understand you and mirror you. But it also is a sad reality to be like everyone else and do the things that everyone else is doing. You might feel less alone, less isolated, but at the same time you're stuck, you're stagnated. You're not in a process of growth or evolving or understanding yourself deeper and understanding life deeper. You're not in a process of becoming more authentic. You're not in a process of coming closer to your own soul and meeting your own being. So yes, it can be lonely to be on that path, but like at least you have yourself, and at least you're living an honest life, a pure life,